Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome all viewers. So as the LGBT agenda is becoming more and more forced upon students in schools, we're also seeing an influx in media stories showing just how much coercion and pressure students are facing. First, we talked about Montgomery County, Maryland, and how parents have been prevented from opting their children out from such shameless indoctrination. But today's story comes from Canada. This news article from the National Post was published today entitled, "You Don't Belong Here. Canadian Teacher Lambastes Muslim Student for Eschewing Pride." In a statement, Edmonton Public Schools said they are taking steps to address the situation. In a particularly stark illustration of what appears to be a growing rift between Muslim communities and the Canadian public school system, an Edmonton teacher was allegedly caught on tape lambasting Muslim students for eschewing in-school pride celebrations. Let's take a listen.
Your faces, and I see some of your faces, and you think, oh, Madame is out to lunch. Well, I'll tell you, you are out to lunch if you think it's acceptable to not show up because you think if there's some pride activities going on at school, right? Oh, that's fine. You know, because I'm going to show my opinion by hanging out at the mall. But meanwhile, all of those kids who are, involved in, say, the Gay Street Alliance or whatever, I don't even know if we have that anymore in our school, they're here when we did Ramadan for Lion Time. And they're showing respect in the class for your religion, right? For your beliefs. It goes two ways. If you want to be respected for who you are, if you don't want to suffer prejudice for your religion, your color of skin, your whatever, then you better give it back to people who are different from you. That's how it works. It's an exchange. And it isn't like that in all countries. As I told you, in Uganda, literally, if they think you're gay, they will execute you. If you believe that kind of thing, then you don't belong here. Because that is not what Canada believes. We believe in freedom. We believe that people can marry whomever they want. That is in the law. And if you don't think that should be the law, you can't be Canadian. You don't belong here, and I mean it. I really mean it. And it's not a joke, Mansour. I said back and forth. You want it, you got to give it. It just makes me angry. Sorry, I'm a little working.
One of the most disturbing things about people who think this way is that it seems that they are so convinced that they are the good guys. They are so sure that they are the ones for freedom, that when they are being absolutely oppressive and transgressing on the freedoms of others, they are completely oblivious to it. How is being forced to partake in other people's celebrations freedom? If a non-Muslim wants to participate in celebrating Ramadan, then good for them. May Allah guide them, but I wouldn't be offended if they didn't. I wouldn't expect them to. She says in Canada they believe in freedom. However, if you disagree with anything, you don't belong there. Shout out to my Canadian brothers. Does freedom mean something different up there than it does down here in America? Because down here, the very point of freedom is having the freedom to disagree. Being free to live how you want in comparison to the way that other people want to live. This young student who's being yelled at by his teacher, did he all of a sudden change the laws in Canada regarding marriage because he didn't participate in one of their pride celebrations? Back when I was in grade school, I remember I had a classmate who was a Jehovah's Witness. And this classmate of mine never celebrated anything. If there was a birthday, if there was some sort of holiday, any kind of celebration, she would always excuse herself and go to the library and do something else. And literally, nobody was ever at all in the least bit offended by this. Honestly, I don't think it even ever crossed anyone's mind to be offended by it. If anything, honestly, as a child, I felt bad because she wasn't able to eat cupcakes and celebrate with us. But I definitely was never offended by it. So I don't know what's going on today where people are absolutely losing their minds just because there are individuals who are holding on to their religious values. And perhaps the most insane aspect of it is it's all being done in the name of freedom. Allah knows best. Thank you for watching. We are, inshallah, establishing an Islamic school, Straight Path Academy. We really need to prioritize establishing Islamic schools. All we need right now is to fundraise until we have enough to purchase a property, and then we are going to open the school, inshallah. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you for your dua. Thank you for watching. Allah knows best. May Allah make it easy for us and protect our children. JazakumAllahukhairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.